Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our end of the market update for Monday, June the 14th of 2021. My name is Camilo, and I hope you guys had a fantastic trading session. So what's been happening here today is that what appears that market is waiting on something. The market is waiting on Fed Chair Powell to speak on Wednesday for his FOMC meeting and also the press release and the Fed meeting minutes. So if you guys not aware, Forest Factory is a good source to take a look at for our economic calendars. And so what we're waiting here is for June the 16th on Wednesday, which at, let's take a look here, at 2 p.m. we have the meeting minutes, the statement coming out, and then at 2:30 is a press conference. Another source, a good indicator and good source to look at is the CME Group website or the CME Fed Watch. So just type that in on Google. It'll give us the sort of what the markets are pricing in regards to what the Fed has or what the Fed wants to do for rate hikes or no change or change and whatever. So right now they're pricing in a 7% change that the Fed will raise interest rates, and 93% that there will be no change. So it's still relatively okay. So far it's in line with what everybody's expecting. But the most important thing is that as you guys know, so the markets have been trending choppy, right? Has been moving sideways over a lot of overlapping price action, and that's indicating that the markets are waiting for this, right? They're waiting for, well, investors, the markets, hedge fund managers, whatever you call it, they're all waiting for this, and they'll be listening closely once the day comes for comments on inflation and the Fed's eventual tapering plans. To see what they have forecasted, when they're gonna start doing it, and so on. So markets are eager to hear any of that. So Wednesday is going to be very, very critical. So please do your due diligence, keep on watch, and do your homework for this and prepare for it. All right. There was an interesting interview today with Paul Tudor Jones. He's a pretty good. He's a very famous investor. I think he predicted, no, not that I think he did. He predicted the 1987 crash. So that's what he's famous for too. He's a really good trader. He calls Bitcoin a great portfolio diversifier to protect wealth over time. Okay, so pay attention to what he says because there's a lot of weight to his words. And he also mentioned that Bitcoin, commodities, gold, silver, they're all hedged towards inflation. And those are things that we could potentially keep on watch coming into Wednesday. All right, so on to the markets, what we're here for. We're still looking for our primary degree wave 1 to unfold. The interpretations that I'm going to show you still suggest that upside target, but one shows it that is coming to completion relatively quick. The other will still have further upside. Again, this all depends on what happens on Wednesday. So this entire wave structure still holds true just as long as we remain north of 3 MBA spot 05. Once we find completion of the primary degree wave 2, which I have potentially reaching 454, 444, we can then find 3 waves or look for 3 wave pullback into the primary degree wave 2. Okay, taking you down to the 1 hour time frame where we will review this wave count. So please excuse trading view is acting up. It's a little glitchy here sometimes. All right, so from the February highs, we go down in 4. Now we have up in 1, down in 2, 50% retracement support, 5 waves into the wave 3. Now in this wave count, I'm calling wave 4 to complete to have completed here on the May 12th. All right, now we will go up in 1, down in 2, up in 3. 3 waves down in 4 into 38.2% retracement or 415.97. Okay, at which point we are now heading towards our last leg of the wave 5 of 5 of minor degree wave 5 of intermediate degree wave 5 of primary degree wave 1, which these two targets, or this target in this wave degree 5, I have at 431 or 434. Okay, so as you can see here, right, this will be relatively soon, and this will fall in line to what could happen on Wednesday, whatever outcome, whatever the minutes are going to portray, and however the investors are going to digest that. If it's negative, if it's bearish or hawkish, right, rather, then potentially wave 1 has topped here, and we are now into our wave 2 pullback in the primary degree wave 2. So upside targets for this, which is why if I step back for a second and just talk to you guys on one-on-one basis, we just have to be cautious on opening up new trades. I know that in the Discord group we've opened up quite a few, but anticipating, and that's because while there might be, let's say for instance there's a scenario where the markets take it negative, whatever comes out on Wednesday, right? We have market internals, we have individual names like Amazon, the big hitters, Netflix, they catching the bid, Apple about to break out. So we see good price action out of different individual stocks, right? While indices are pretty unclear at the moment, and that to me shows that there's still strength in the market left. Okay, and just as long as we see that clarity on individual names, the markets will do, the indices are going to trade relatively choppy, and that has been true. That has been the case since even here since the February the 19th. I mean, we have been trending higher, but there's a lot of overlap here, price action. I mean, we did a pretty good job in forecasting this whole move. But once we sold off here, and then we just started going up and down, sideways, I mean, we haven't really gone anywhere, right? Technically, right? Since here, precisely May the 10th, so almost a month. Now we're breaking up a little bit higher. So that goes to show you that this has been really, really, really tough to track. But over to our alternate account. Our alternate account in the SPY suggests that like if you remember from our previous count, wave 4 was here. We're counting wave 4 to complete here on May the 19th. So we sold off in the A, B, and C to the wave 4, 50% retracement, and now we'll go up in 1, down in 2, 1, 2. So it's a nest 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we're going up to the third wave. This is a more aggressive count in that our overhead targets are at the 1618, 100, 430, or 426. Support here comes in at 422 spot 81. Okay, so say for instance there's a world where the good news and markets take positively what Fed Powell says on Wednesday, then expect the following days or the following week to unfold in a bullish manner. Okay, so have these two wave counts in the back of your pockets just in case. All right, over to the Qs. The Qs are in a similar situation. The way I'm looking at the Qs here is that, so from the highs of February the 18th, we sold off in the wave A. This is a flat correction, A, B, and C. Really, we are flat. I mean, but it's still appropriate. We are within the 23.6% retracement at 318 spot 03. Then once we found support, we went up in 1, down in 2. We're now making our way to the wave 3, which we broke above the previous all-time high. So the Nasdaq made new highs today. We're now then going to look for a 3-wave pullback into the wave 4 at the 38.2%, 33.54, potentially depending on where wave 3 could finish, which should be now. I mean, if we take an extension from the low of wave 1 to the high of wave 2, we'll note that this was spot on the 2618. All right, almost there. So we still have probably a little bit more upside left to go to the 2618 retracement at 346.19 before we see a 3-wave pullback into the wave 4, which could take us down to the 333.54. All right, so that was as I said, it's pretty cloudy in the indices so far. We have to wait to see what happens on Wednesday. Just to quickly review our individual names that we're tracking here. For instance, Apple. You'll see here that Apple has been in consolidation since September. Okay, so it's been quite a ride here, almost a year, and so it's been in triangulation to be exact. So down in A, up in B, down in C, D, and E, and where now looks like to be the makings of an impulsive structure. So today in the Discord group, we we put out this chart, all right, you could have taken advantage of upside targets before we broke out of the wave 1, which we noted. All right, so we go up in 1, down in 2 to complete wave 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3, we've pulled back into the wave 2 to the 50% or 38% retracement, at which point we're now looking for upside targets over to 100% extension of wave 1 at 131 spot 42. Okay, if we hold resistance here, okay, which you see is in confluence with a couple of key levels here, if we outline this area, oops, okay, if we outline that area here, you see there's a lot of area here of resistance. So this could be a potential area where we pull back into in 3 waves, at which point we may be able to take advantage of an upside trade into the wave 5. Once we see completion here and then wave 4, we can have a theoretical wave 5 target. But for now, our upside resistance here is 131 spot 42. Amazon is another stock that I've been tracking, and if you have been watching my videos, last time we covered this stock, we were looking for a break above this lower trend line. Okay, once we broke out of it, we're now heading up higher towards the 34.56 in the wave 3, at which point once we see that resistance come into play, which you can see here is in confluence with this overhead resistance here as well. So this area here is of interest for a pullback in 3 waves, just as long as we remain north of 33.10 spot 34. We see a 3-wave pullback before we go on higher. So this is what I mean, guys. We see Amazon, we see Apple having great trade setups coming up, while the indices are a bit choppy or indecisive in direction. Okay, so once we see a 3-wave pullback here in Amazon, let's expect an upside trade. Okay, so Roku today was pretty bullish. Taking you over to the daily time frame, from the COVID lows on March March lows here, up in 1, down in 2, 38.2% retracement support, impulsive third wave in the minor and the intermediate degree at the 200% retracement. Okay, just shy of it, above the 1618. 3-wave pullback into the wave 4, again 38.2 retracement. So these two corrections are meeting the guideline of alternation, and they're both finding the same level of support. Okay, now we are looking to be making an impulsive structure here. All right, so up in 1, down in 2, 3, potentially 4, and up in 5. So, but just as long as if we are managing to break above this level here, 397 spot 48, we can look to trade this to the upside and start counting this as a new impulsive wave to complete the wave 5. Okay, so Snapchat is the same deal. Snapchat, from the lows here, we go up in 1, down in 2, up in 3. ABC down in 4, we go up in 1, down in 2. Now we're looking to break above 65.85. If we break above 65.85, that'll signal the third wave is underway, and then we can potentially look for a 3-wave pullback to stay above the wave 1 or the 65.85, which should act as support. As you remember, a basic technical analysis, once it breaks resistance, it could turn it into support. 3-wave pullback will do that, and then we take it higher into the wave 5. Palantir is another stock that we've been on highly on watch, and so out of the wave 1, a beautiful 3-wave pullback into the 618 retracement at the 16 spot 84 level. So once we see, this is the way we're looking at this, right? So taking it down to the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so our wave count in the 30-minute time frame suggests that from the low of the wave 2, we go up in 1, 3-wave pullback into the wave 2. We go into the wave 3. Now we're looking at A, potential B, down in C. So as you see here, wave 2 was directional, wave 4 will be sideways in nature. So we may test the high of the 1272 external retracement at 25.68. If we don't, we have at the very least reached the 78.6 retracement of wave A to wave B, and we're going to look for a pullback into the wave C to take us down to the 23.6 or the 38.2 retracement at 23 spot 24 or 22 spot 09. Once we break above 26 spot 14, which is the high wave B, this could signal or further confirm the upside trade that we're looking for. All right, plug is a little bit dicey at the moment, I should say. The way I'm looking at this is that from the low of wave C, we go up in 1, down in 2, 3, down in 4, and one way to look at it is that we're still looking for the upside trade into the wave 5. But given the move for the past few days, okay, I know we got into a trade here, and our stop level is below or at 29.81. But we see here through a 5-wave pullback, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the very least, this is wave A. It's going to take us back to the wave B. If that's the case, we should start seeing upside moves coming into tomorrow, even towards the latter day of the week. We'll see how, if that's in the 3-wave fashion, then that's indicative of a wave B. So it'll look something like this, guys. Down in A, we'll look for wave B, and then wave C. So it'll be a flat correction. Let's change this to the minute degree. Nope. Sorry, the minute degree, there it is. I'll turn that later into red. So our fib levels will look like this. So from the high here to the low here, at the very least, we'll need to get to the 50% of the 78.6 retracement level. So we should be able to see 3-wave upside at least to these two levels, 32.33 or 33.45, before we see a pullback into the wave C. But again, just as long as we remain north of 29.81, we're still fine in this trade. Okay, workhorse is a little bit in consolidation right now. So from the low here, wave 4, up in 1, down in 2, up in 3, ABC. We're looking for the wave C now to take us to the 38.2 retracement at 13.44, at which point we will take advantage for another upside trade to take us higher into the wave 5. Now this wave 5 is not yet, we can't find any theoretical targets just until we see where wave C lands. Wish has been on the move, so if we take you over to the daily time frame, it's a new issue, so it's really difficult to track. But the way I'm looking at this is that down in A, up in B, down in C, and now we're in the makings of the wave of a trend change or of an impulsive structure. So a 1 hour time frame will suggest that in this structure here, we found support on the wave 2 at the 618. Okay, so up in 1, down in 2, and we appear to be in the makings of wave 3. So if we break above 1209 or 1273, this could further confirm that move into the wave 3 of 1. Okay, so that, but also another level to watch here is the low wave A at 1509 and the high of wave B at 20.06. So there's a couple of resistance levels to keep on watch here. So I'm not discounting yet the fact that this might take us higher, but also this could still be a corrective move. Okay, A, B, and C. All right, guys. So don't get ahead of ourselves just yet. We have to keep this on watch. Okay, and over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a trade that that interview today had, and also Elon Musk tweeting over the weekend saying that he's going to try to, just as long as the Bitcoin miners start proving, I think it was, that their mining is going to be favorable to the environment, he's going to start considering Bitcoin transactions to buy Tesla again. But anyway, that's another crap show with Mr. Musk over there. But this triangle still holds true just as long as we remain north of 30,000. If we break south of 30,000, then we will see further price towards the low of the 20, 25, even 25,000 in Bitcoin. But I'm not going to show that wave count just yet as long as we remain north of 30,000. So this means that we go up and down in A. We're now going to start looking for 3-wave upside trade into the wave B. All right, guys. So I kept you long enough for tonight. I know a lot of this is depending on what happens on Wednesday, so please keep your eye out for that. We're going to try to cover tomorrow some commodities like gold, silver, even copper or lumber, to see where those are at and how we could probably take advantage of that for Wednesday. Okay, guys, so as always, I do appreciate your time. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up button so you'll be notified once I upload these videos. Alternatively, if you want everyday Elliott wave analysis, join the Discord group. The link is in the description below. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.